Hi, welcome back. I'm Roxana. Today I wanted to talk to you more about my internships and the work that I've done in public accounting, private accounting, and even state accounting. Right now, since I've passed all my exams, the last thing to do before my license is to get my hours. Usually you need about 12 months, so a year of full-time work in order to get your licensure, along with your 150 units and your 4 exams passed, plus in California an ethics exam. So right now I'm going to be going back into the workforce. I'm going to start looking for work, and so I thought it would be a really cool idea to give you guys a little bit more background of what I've already done in public, private, and state accounting, and then what I'm going to be doing. Right now, as I go back into the workforce, I want to go back to public accounting. I did do an internship of tax in public accounting, and so now I want to look more towards audit. I could do both. Some firms allow you to do both to see which one you fit better in. Some firms will just put you in either tax or audit, and so this round I want to go ahead and do a little bit more audit. While going to Sacramento State, I joined a club called Accounting Society, which I totally recommend joining clubs when you're in school. I think it's so helpful, not only to find your network of peers, but also to learn different things about public accounting and different areas of accounting. And also, if you want to, there are leadership opportunities so you can get on the board and actually help the organization run. I also was a part of Beta Alpha Psi, also known as BAP, in Sacramento State, and I really enjoyed that too. That's an honor society for accounting, and it was really fun. And I also got to grow my network of peers, since not all students do both. I was fortunate enough to be able to do both, so I got to know more students and grow my network. Because of the clubs I joined during school, I was able to learn more about internships in my area and actually get internships while I was in school and then even after school. So the first internship I got was with the state. I was working for an audit department. It was really cool since I didn't really know what accounting was at that point. I kind of was just thrown into a project, and it was documenting policies and procedures for a certain program for the audit department. And now, as I've taken an audit class and audit exam, I can tell that this is so important so that you can always keep the knowledge if people come and go in that program. So I thought that was really cool that I was able to see that. Now looking back, I mean, it wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be originally, but now looking back, I can see the purpose of it. I actually got to experience going on an audit with that firm, so that was really cool to be able to go with a team and kind of see what it looks like to be on an audit. We got to stay the night and just look at the company that we were auditing. It was for a grant. So a state department had given money to the city of Santa Cruz. And so we were there to make sure that they were spending the money the way that they had said they spent the money. And just to make sure, it was more of like, I would say like a compliance audit more than a financial audit. It does have to do with finances, but it was more of a compliance to see that the money that they were given was spent the way that the grant had said that it was going to be spent. And so that was really fun. The good thing about state jobs is you will have work-life balance. I mean, they really didn't want me to work more than 40 hours a week, which is really awesome. You get benefits. The pay, since I was just a student assistant, was minimum wage, but as you get your degree and get more units in school, they raise your pay, which is really awesome. So I really like the state, and I really enjoyed being able to take a look at what kind of accounting, in particular auditing, that they do. My second internship was with a private company, and it was really close to home, which I really enjoyed. This company allowed me to do a project and just look for different ways of alternative payment solutions for them, which I was in the treasury department under a credit manager. So I was more in like the financial part. The private company had a finance department. That's where I was working. So a lot of the interns were finance majors, and I was one of the few, if not the only, accounting major in the department where I was working. But the good thing is with finance, there comes accounting. So you will need accounting that goes hand in hand with finance. So that was really fun. I really enjoyed it. This company went all out for the interns. We literally got to do so much fun things. They planned things. This was a summer internship, just like my first state internship. They were both in the summer. And so they planned out things that we could do together as interns, and they gave us all this cool swag, and it was really fun. So I really enjoyed my time there. Again, with a private company, you're going to be getting work-life balance, which is really awesome because they don't make you work overtime. There isn't a busy season. Usually if you work longer one day, then you can make it up at the end of the week, like leave earlier. So that was really cool, and I really enjoyed it. And there were just a lot more perks with private companies. The pay with the private company was a lot higher, so that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see maybe state is lower, maybe public is similar to state or a little bit around there, and then private will be the highest pay from my experience. My last internship was right after I graduated college, so I was able to do a tax internship with a public company. And so this is really cool because you really get to see the difference between all three different areas. I was fortunate enough to work with state and then a private firm and now a public firm. And so with the public firm, it's gonna be busy season. You're gonna be working overtime. Luckily for me, I was just part-time since I was still finishing up some units in a junior college nearby. So I didn't work the full-time, tax season, which gets pretty heavy. I've seen people, there were full-time staff that were there when I left, and they would leave like at 10 at night and they would get back in there like maybe 7 or 8 in the morning. So by the time I got in there and left, they were still there, which that's normal when it comes to busy season. That's probably like 4 months of that in the beginning, January through April. Tax deadline is April 15th. I know this year, 2020, with COVID-19, it's been a little bit different. There have been extensions, and so that just extends the busy season. And then for tax, there's also another deadline at the end of the year for extension. So if you don't get to do the taxes in April, then you file for an extension, and then you get extra time to file the taxes later that year. I'm not really sure with audit. I haven't really worked with audit. That's kind of why I want to go more towards audit this time, just so that I can get a better feel for what auditors do and kind of how that looks like. It'll be different this time since I am going to be working full-time instead of part-time, so that'll be pretty fun. But with public accounting, no matter how many times the recruiter tells you there's going to be work-life balance, for a first and second year, maybe even when you're a manager, there isn't work-life balance. I saw that there might be work-life balance once you get up to like a higher management or like partner, but really when you're a staff, you're going to be working a lot. The good thing is I did see that after the busy season, people take time off, so maybe that's when you would get your vacation. So even if it's not work-life balance throughout the week, you'll get it, over the course of the year. So that's a little bit different, and I'm just here to tell you there is no work-life balance. You really think there is, especially with studying with the exams. That was really hard for me, so I was definitely fortunate enough to take time off to focus on the exams, so I didn't have to do both at the same time because it gets really challenging, and that's just not what I wanted for myself. So overall, I wanted to talk to you a little bit. So state jobs are more for the government, and so you're going to be working, for example, when I did an audit, it was within the state. So I'm doing an audit for a state department that gave money to the city. So that's kind of what you're working as there in terms of audit for the state. And you'll be doing accounting like internally. Same with private accounting. You're going to be doing accounting for internal purposes, not external purposes. And when I say internal purposes, I mean when you're doing accounting, you're going to be working for that company. So you're going to be working on that company's accounts. And you're going to be in charge of maybe an account or two when you're working in accounting and making sure that everything balances out for that company that you're working for. And the difference between that and public is public accounting, you're an external auditor. You're a third party or a third party tax preparer that actually works for another company to make sure that all their accounting is good when you're working an audit, or to make sure that their taxes are prepared and filed properly when you're working for tax. So that's the difference between state, private, and public accounting. If you have any questions about my internships, please leave me a comment below and I'll definitely be able to comment back and let you know anything that you're wondering. And thank you so much for watching my video. Please like my video if you like this material, and subscribe if you want to watch more videos of my CPA journey in the future. See you on the next video.